y'all. Happy Wednesday. I think that's what day today is. My day, this week has just been wild and crazy. Um, we uh, we had such a fun day today for it to be a Wednesday. We in science today we've been learning about static electricity this week, and so we did a static electricity lab today, and the kids had the best time. I believe I have seen them have all year long. And basically, what I did is I gave them a little baggie of materials, had a tissue in it, a little piece of plastic from a goodie bag, like a cut up goodie bag, a piece of like a styrofoam plate, a piece of felt, a string, and a feather, like a ribbon, not string, but like a ribbon like you tie on Christmas presents, and a feather. And then I gave them all a balloon. And so they had to, I call it supercharge. They had to supercharge their balloon by either rubbing it on their hair or their fleece jacket, or some of them even rubbed it on the carpet, and seeing if they could use static electricity to attract all of the six little things in their bags. And then I let them just play, explore with static electricity, and a lot of them were trying to shock each other, which was really funny. And they just had the best time. I can't tell you how many times I had a kid say, "Oh, today was so much fun," which means a lot to me, that they are enjoying science, because I try to make science fun. Anyways, enough of my rambling. The reason I wanted to talk to you guys today, I wanted to give you 5 little teacher gadgets, I guess you could say, that I use. We'll say 5 teacher must-haves. They're things that I use every day, almost in the classroom. They are very useful. Most are inexpensive, and I just wanted to share them with you, to kind of give you some tips and tricks. And the first thing on my list, and this is literally something I use almost every single day, is my little clicker. And so you can get these on Amazon. They're fairly cheap. I use this all the time with Nearpod. It also works with Google Slides, or if you use PowerPoint. But it's a great way to navigate through your presentation. It also has a little laser pointer that you can use if you need to draw their attention to something on the board or in the room, whatever. But you can buy these on Amazon, pretty cheap. I love this little thing, and it comes with a USB little plug-in, so you plug it into your computer, and then it wirelessly connects to this. So I love my little clicker, highly recommend. And these 5 little gadgets that I use are in no particular order. The second thing on my list, so number 2, is my document camera. I use this thing all the time. I use it more when I teach reading to my homeroom in the afternoons than I do in science, because what I do with my homeroom is we have interactive reading journals, and I always do it with them. At least the gluing and the instruction part, and then they always do some on their own that I can collect to grade. And I just keep my interactive reading journal in my little rolly cart that I keep by my small group table. But I use my document camera, and this is an IPEVO document camera that was provided to me by the school. But I use it all the time to cast to my screen, and so I can do the, teaching with the interactive journals with my class. And it really makes a big difference, because a lot of them benefit greatly from going through some of this with me. And it just helps them understand it a little bit better. But if you don't have a document camera, I highly suggest checking with your media specialist at your school, and seeing if they have one that they could check out to you, or see about getting you one in some way. But again, I highly recommend having a document camera. It makes things so much easier when you don't have the resource that you need digitally. And so again, check with your media specialist at your school to see if they have one that they can check out to you or find a way to get you one. The next thing on my list, and this one is, it may seem kind of silly, but it has become one of the things I use the most in my classroom, and that is my straight edge. I bought this at Walmart. I want to think it might have been 20 bucks, might have been less than that. Super cheap. I've had it for a couple of years now, but I keep this in my classroom to save me a trip from the teacher workroom, which is not really close to my room. And it makes things easier, especially if you're in a pinch. I can, if I needed a document just quickly, I could send it to a printer. I usually send a kid to go get stuff off the printer for me, especially if I'm not at planning or after school, like I am at right now. It's after school, praise the Lord. But they can run and get it off the printer, and then I can just cut it up real quick here with my straight edge. My teammate uses this a lot too. It's just easy to have one down here, so we're not having to find a way to make trips to the teacher workroom to use the straight edge up there. It's just nice to have one on hand just in case. And if you do have any parent volunteers or a student teacher and you need them to cut up flyers or crafts or activities or anything like that for your class, you'll have this on hand that you can just hand them with the papers here in the classroom. So highly recommend getting one of these straight edges. Number four, I think, on the list is this guy. It's kind of awkward to pick up because it's in a weird box. This thing is called the Wireless Expert. Now, this is several years old. I have had it for a while, but I'm pretty sure you can still get these on Amazon. This, when I got it several years ago, I think I might have paid like 75 bucks for it. So this was a little bit on the pricier side, but it is a great tool to use for review. And I use it a lot when I do unit reviews, and even at the end of the year, like a milestones review right before we take milestones. And so what it is, and I'll pull it out for you, is you have this little receiver that you can turn on, and it comes with little wireless buttons. And so there's six, y'all can see there's 6 colors, and there is a button for every color. And so you give the little buttons to the teams, and they can press them, and it lights up. Like I will show you. But I can show you, so you can see that I've already got it on. I pressed the on button, and it comes with a teacher remote as well, and you have to turn this on to turn the receiver on. But so the teacher remote's on, and the kids, they chime in with the button, and it lights up. Most of the time it dings. I think I've got mine on mute. And it times it. So, this is great to use. And then, okay, I had to get it turned off with the button. So there are buttons for each one of these 6 colors. And then you can also do, I call this lightning round, where on your teacher remote, if you press the side of it, you can see it will randomly choose. I'll let it go. And so you can hear it clicking and timing. And so it randomly chooses, and then to stop the timer, you just hit that button again. But I do suggest, if you can, getting one of these, simply because it is great for review games. And I honestly, the review game I use this the most in is Jeopardy, because I usually let the kids play in teams, and it's usually with whoever they sit with. And so we'll read off the question on Jeopardy. I will give them a few seconds to talk with their team, get their answer together, and then I call the game Blitz. It's something I've done for years, and so I'll say, on your mark, get set, Blitz, and when I say Blitz, they buzz in, and the first one to buzz in and lights up gets to answer the question and choose the next category if they get the question right. But This wireless expert, I recommend just simply because it's such a great tool to use, and the kids love using it too. And finally, the last thing that I would recommend using is a Scotch laminator or an Amazon laminator, some kind of your own personal laminator to use in your classroom. Mine is actually sitting on my counter right now, so I'm going to take you guys back there so you can see it. Alrighty, so here we go, back to my counter over here. This is just literally just right behind my desk, and I keep it over here because it's convenient. But let me flip you guys around so that way you can see the laminator. So here is the laminator that I use. It is Scotch brand. It is I think it's like the Scotch Pro laminator. My mom actually got this for me several years ago on my birthday, and it's lasted for so long. And you can get these at Walmart, at Target, Amazon, and you can also buy your own little laminating pouches with it. But in all honesty, I much personally prefer using this laminator as opposed to the school's laminator, because the laminating pouches and the film is a lot thicker than what the school has, so it's a little bit more durable. And plus, you're not having to wait for forever for this to heat up. It literally heats up in less than a minute, which makes it super convenient to use. So I love my laminator, and it honestly is probably my favorite thing just because it saves so much time. And the little pouches look like this. You can buy them in a pack. They have all different sizes, honestly. The 8.5 by 11 is what I use the most because that's the size of standard paper, and that's honestly what I laminate the most of. All of my decorations here in my room that I have posted, like my expectations, rules, grading scale, library checkout system, everything I have laminated in these Scotch laminating pouches, and they're so durable. They last for so long because they're thick. Now you can also buy the laminating pouches, like I have some here, in a much bigger size. This is 11 by 4 by 17, 11.4. Sorry, it's been a long day. These are 11.4 inches by 17.4 inches, so they're a lot bigger, but they still will fit in that same size laminator. And I just have these just in case I have any big posters that I need to laminate, which is not very often, but I have them just in case. But I do highly recommend getting one of those laminators just to keep in your classroom, so that way if you need to laminate something in a pinch, you turn it on, less than a minute later it's hot and you can feed it through, boom. And you're not having to wait 20-30 minutes for the laminator to heat up in your teacher workroom, which I know for me, like, our laminator is old so it takes a little bit longer, and even our newer laminator takes it's pretty lengthy how long it takes to heat up. But having that Scotch laminator on hand in your classroom will make your life so much easier. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that there's something you can take away from it, and that you learned something new and got an idea that you've never had before. And so if you have any questions or comments or anything else that you would like to know, just go ahead and drop a comment down in the bottom. And you guys know what to do. Go ahead and click that thumbs up and give this video a like. If you'll go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well, and then ring that bell so that way you can get notified anytime I post a new video. I think that's it for today. I'm ready to go home, so I'm going to sign out for now. I'll check you guys next time. Mischief managed. Thank you.